There. Welcome to another episode. This episode will be shared as a vlog and as a blog, and you will also get a transcript. My name is Dino Oreški. Hi and welcome. Let's discuss digital marketing today, which is, kind of my specialty after 20 years. I may call it so. We have had a long summer break. Those of you who follow Digital Economy 101 podcast know that our last episode was end May with Arno Hellemans. So yeah, we have had a really long summer. A lot of things had happened in the summertime during that period. Let's discuss what has actually happened. And if you are not subscribed for some reason to Digital Economy 101 podcast, do it now. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, let's kick off. So, we have had a long summer, as mentioned. Oh, by the way, I have a lot of notes. Paper. Yeah. Back to basics, because you can't break, the connection between the arm and the paper. So, we're going to be talking about and discussing what's the latest in the world of digital marketing and e-commerce, effectively what's going on in advertising, what's the deal with zero-click internet. We'll be discussing creative fatigue. That is a thing. Oh yeah, it is a thing. And then the almighty AI and some of the trends which we see that are coming already in 2026. Yeah, so without further ado, this is recorded here in Zagreb. Date is November 4th, and we have holiday season coming. Yay! We have Black Friday, we have Christmas, we have New Year, we have all of those holidays now, which is essentially, the peak period for us marketeers and e-commerce people and consultants and everybody working in this online sales field. Yeah. So people are searching products, gifts online. The issue is they're also purchasing offline. This is the famous ROPO effect: research online, purchase offline, which is not that big of a deal for us because, in a nutshell, in essence, the main thing which we do, the main goal is to sell, right? That's it. Yeah. So ROPO effect is coming back strong. Now, here are my few tips which I wrote down for you guys. If you are in digital marketing and e-commerce business, please plan early. As mentioned, it's November 4th, Black Friday is just around the corner, Christmas will come soon. Go and start with the activities now and immediately. When and wherever you get the chance, personalize the offer. Utilize every data which you have of your customers. For example, email marketing. Send over the personalized email, personalized offer, and so on and so on. WhatsApp, especially WhatsApp Business Messenger, that's huge now. Yeah, SMS marketing. So any kind of outreach that can give the value to your customer and which you can personalize is a win-win scenario. Also, I have noticed that a lot of you guys are not leveraging the lookalike audiences. In Meta, for example, you have the options to upload your customer list, meaning you upload the email addresses and all the other data like name, last name, meaning first name, last name, address, and so on. And then you can do based on those particular audience. Of course, you can advertise to that particular audience. Let's say that they are your buyers, but then you can create a lookalike audience of that audience which you uploaded, meaning it's literally telling Meta, and you have it in various different advertising options, systems, possibilities. But in this case, in this scenario on Meta, you're basically telling Meta, okay, please advertise to those people that are lookalikes to my buyers. So lookalike audience is also something to leverage. User-generated content, for example, people unwrapping gifts, huge things. We will be discussing a bit later about influencers, but when it comes to your buyers, give buyers something which they can have, which they can use, which they can take to promote you and to promote your business. Next one are, following on the previous one, contests and giveaways. That's always great. If you have a new product, let's say a new cup, good coffee. Okay. Or as they would say in Twin Peaks, damn good coffee. So you have a new product, let's say a coffee cup, send that coffee cup to several of your buyers and just ask them, can you do a selfie with a cup? Can you do a video selfie with a cup? Can you do a video of your spouse drinking a coffee from that coffee cup, and so on and so on. So effectively, you are giving them a present. Everybody likes a present. And you are asking them do a small favor. That works. That works. Okay. And the best way to upsell is surprise, surprise, customer care. The old Pareto rule. Pareto is an old Italian mathematician who said that 80% of your income is coming from 20% of your buyers. And we are all focused on getting the new audiences, new buyers, expanding to new markets, new territories. Why? We have our buyers. We already have those 20% that gives us 80% income. So why don't we focus on our buyers? Simple as that. You have various tools to do it. Email marketing is one, for example. Remarketing is the other. So focus on your existing customers. Those are my, let's say, top tips when it comes to actions and action plans which you may do. The second thing which I would like to suggest to you guys is that you leverage on some social media. For example, Meta has Instagram and Facebook, as we know. So those are the two major players when it comes to social media, right? Instagram should gain the priority because people are searching for products, looking for products, buying where purchase is available, and so on. The previously mentioned user-generated content, USG, is pretty big deal in Instagram Reels. So Instagram should be your focus when it comes to performance marketing, when it comes to sales. Now, we may argue that that throne belongs to Facebook. However, trends show something else. Trends show that people are not as much exploring the products on Facebook as they are on Instagram, but Instagram is the way to sell, is the, let's say, sales platform, while Facebook is now becoming primarily customer care platform. People asking about your products, people joining various groups, people discussing topics, and so on. Being on Facebook with the customer care mindset is something what could be very good thing for you in late 2025 and early 2026, maybe even longer. But let's say Facebook for now is a customer care platform. Then we have, of course, advertising on Meta, which we see. We will be discussing advertising a bit later, but in Meta, we have this new algorithm, Meta Andromeda, it's called. You may saw it, that you may saw that something strange or weird is going on in your Meta Ads account. That's Andromeda, that's AI. The most basic thing about Meta Andromeda is that all of the data will be personalized, meaning all of the every offer on Meta, on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, soon to be on WhatsApp, also on Messenger, will be personalized for the end user. And to gain the best results, meaning for the advertisers to gain the best results, and for the sellers to get the best sales, greater customer lifetime value, etc., is the Andromeda's learning period. Now, Andromeda learns, the more data you have, the quicker it will learn. But if you are noticing that something is odd with your advertising, chances are that that's Meta Andromeda. Yeah, so advertising is a pretty big deal. And now, when we talk about holiday season, and we are talking about holiday season, there is also something which you can leverage, and those are meta lead ads. You can literally start populating the lists and gathering customer data, such as email, saying them that they will have, I don't know, a Black Friday offer 24 hours or 12 hours before everyone else. If they just give you the email and the consent so that you can reach out to them. That's one example. Meta lead ads are also huge in B2B sector because LinkedIn was B2B lead generator, the main platform, etc. Don't neglect the power of Meta when it comes to B2B. When we are discussing B2B, at the end, you have humans on the other line. They use Instagram, they use Facebook. So why don't you leverage on the lead ads option possibility? The next social media, obviously the big one is TikTok, getting bigger and bigger, reaching more and more market share. Advertising is in United States very profound, not as Meta and Google has it, for example, but they are getting there. Also, here in Europe, we see usage of TikTok, primarily organic, but when it comes to advertising, it's also becoming a thing. Don't neglect TikTok. The best way for you guys to use TikTok is in regards of trends. What should I buy my wife for Christmas? What should I buy my mom? To cheer her up for Christmas and so on. So TikTok is for trends. Then you have all of the other players that I have already mentioned, LinkedIn, then you have Pinterest, then you have YouTube. Okay, we may argue if a YouTube is a social media video platform, a search engine, and so on, but people do use uh, YouTube also to get the infos, to get the ideas, to get the trends. Pinterest, somebody is spinning it up, and LinkedIn as well. People are, when you hit them with the right message on the right platform, and that could be LinkedIn as well for Black Friday or Christmas shopping, could work, could work. Especially if we talk about multi-funnel, omni-channel stuff, advertising, and so on. Now, let's finally come to the advertising part. What have I wrote down in the advertising part? Let's see how Google is doing, because a trend is that people are switching from when we talk about budgets from Google to Meta. Now, Google or Alphabet, which is the mother company of all Google's brand, Alphabet has a globally record of income in Q3 2025. So yeah, believe it or not. Okay, total revenue when it comes to Google is 16% up. Ad revenue is 15% up. The biggest revenue generator for Google now is cloud. And we will discuss this in the following episode. Coming back to the ads. When it comes to Meta, same period, Q3 2025, Meta's revenue was up 26%. Of that, advertising also 26%. So what do we see? People are spending more on Google and on Meta. However, Google is growing faster. I didn't find the numbers for TikTok yet. Oh, by the way, these are all global numbers from various different sources. So this may align, but we are here in the same ballpark. We also see that TikTok is growing. Reddit advertising is also growing. Oh yeah, something to think about. You have Quora, which I didn't mention in the previous chapter, in the previous section. And yeah, so coming back to Meta and Google, it's all about the AI advertising now. On Google, you have Performance Max, you have Demand Gen. On Meta, you have, as mentioned, Andromeda, which affects closely Advantage Plus campaign, Advantage shopping campaigns, or ASCs. So in a nutshell, how does it work? You have the platform which has its algorithm, and that algorithm learns on the data which you provide them, or the data which customers, people that click on your ads, provide to the system. Based on that data, then they can leverage their machine learning, deep knowledge, to gain the best possible option, the best possible offer for the end user. These are all early stages now, but it's all about the customer. It's all about the personalization. Yeah. So when it comes to advertising, the trend is that people are investing more in Meta advertising than they are in Google, all networks combined, because in Google you have Google Search, Display Network, Google Maps, whatnot, Gmail, YouTube, and in Meta you have Facebook advertising option, Instagram, Threads, Messenger, WhatsApp Business. WhatsApp Business is actually a pretty huge thing also when it comes to customer care. I said Facebook is a customer care tool, but WhatsApp is also one of the popular one. Yeah, so advertising leverage on the AI options, which you can gain on data. Google search is no longer the primary and the main one when we talk about the last click attribution, or back in the days, majority of the sales came from either Google organic search, SEO, or Google paid search. Slowly that is being changed, and Meta is becoming the, let's say, first source, first source and medium when it comes to the last click, when it comes to the purchase. Now, of course, everything is important. Each and every channel is very, very important. We're going to be talking about email marketing soon. Email marketing is also extremely important. Regardless if someone sees the email, doesn't do anything, or clicks, comes to the online store, doesn't buy, and then remembers it because it's top of the mind, and then comes via Google, via Meta, whatever, and completes the purchase. That's also something to track, and also something to think about. It's called attribution. We'll discuss it soon. The next section which I have listed here is zero-click internet. So what the heck is zero-click internet? We live in a world of platforms. Meta is a platform. For example, on Facebook, you have people offering something, you have people buying something. On Google, you have people searching something, you have people selling that same products, which the other ones are searching for. Uber is a platform. You have people asking for transport, you have people offering transport. Airbnb, Booking.com, people searching for accommodation, people offering accommodation. So we live in a world of platforms. Amazon, not to say, yeah, and we discuss digital, when we discuss e-commerce, definitely Amazon. By the way, advertising share on Amazon is growing extremely and rapidly. Why? Case in point, Amazon is one of those platforms, and each and every platform's goal is to keep you on that platform. You can get the news on TikTok. You can get everything on TikTok. You can chat with your friends on TikTok. There is no need for you to exit TikTok. Same thing with YouTube, for example. You can comment, you can get the news, you can get the trends, you can get everything. There's no need for you to get out. On Facebook, on Instagram, for example, you also have the purchasing option. Facebook Marketplace, for example, pretty huge thing. Then this is called a walled garden, a digital walled garden. You know, like a walled garden back in the days. It's just digital. So each and every platform has the social commerce part, the news gathering part, the chatting with your friends part, and there is like a no need for you to literally to exit the platform. Now, that being said, we have to also then discuss how to track all these things. If the customer is visiting your online store, but customer doesn't want to leave Facebook, for example, there is a broader metric which you may use to track and to validate your marketing activities. It's called MER, or marketing efficiency ratio. Marketing efficiency ratio is nothing else than putting all of your marketing efforts spent and in correlation and divided with the income, or vice versa. Sorry, it's vice versa. Yeah. And then you look at the ratio, and you look at the ratio, for example, for Q2, Q3, Q4, and so on, based on various medias and so on. So the thing, when we look at the clicks itself, especially last click attribution, doesn't make any sense anymore. We have to look of all of our marketing efforts as one thing, and then you simply play with the budget. Okay, invest a bit more in Instagram, a bit less in Facebook, invest a bit less in Google Display, invest a bit more in Google Demand Gen, and so on. And then you see how the ratio is turning around. When it comes to Google, by the way, on Google search, AI overviews, AI modes, so it's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this in the AI section. However, there is also something which Google is offering, which Google is placing their big bets on, as they call it. It's Google Discover. It's also personalized news, personalized information, which the Google algorithms thinks is very, very valid for the end user. For example, I'm into sports, I watch a lot of sports, and I usually in Google Discover get a lot of sports news, sports information, sports happenings, and so on. Same thing is with theater, also happening to me. For you, it could be, I don't know, gardening, for example, or cooking, and so on. I'm also huge on cooking, but never mind. So, yeah, Google Discover is also something of a like a hot topic, like a huge trend when it comes to search engines. And yeah, to be honest, when we talk about search engine, still it's end of 2025. When we talk about search engine marketing and search engine optimization, it's Google. Okay, Google is number one by far. Bing is getting there, yeah, or that's all good and dandy, but when it comes to search engine, Google is still number one. Okay, my next chapter number 5, is something what is called a creative fatigue. Now, what's that? Closely related to the advertising. Really, really good coffee. Okay, creative fatigue then. You have 4 pillars when it comes to the creative, let's say an ad. For most platforms, you have a visual thing, either if it's a static image, a catalog of images, a video, a GIF, for example, and so on. And then you have the description, and then you have the call to action button. Okay, those are the 3 main elements. Combining and playing with those 3 elements gets you, let's say, the best possible option which you can get. And there are 4 pillars to consider when we talk about the creative fatigue, meaning it has, every creative has, as every product does, has its own lifespan. Yeah. So pillar number 1, ad quality. Those are the performance results. Okay, how many purchases did we get from that particular ad? If we have squeezed 800 purchases and you see that this ad is now struggling, we may retire the ad. Simple as that. Yeah. So pillar number 1 is the ad quality, which reflects the performance results. Second one is the life cycle or lifespan. So you can't have multiple, you can't have one ad forever. You may have as we call it, always on or evergreen ads, for example, that are placed here, which is branding ads and so on, works for awareness. Okay, they are here talking about the core of your brand and so on. But majority of the ads have their lifespan, and you simply see when it's enough. Then also it's time for retirement. Then we have the audiences. Not every audiences will react the same to the same or different ads. You know that. That is why we are doing A/B testings and do the A/B testing. Something which may work. I have a pretty big, pretty huge global client. Something in advertising, a creative which works in Brussels, for example, does not work in Berlin. And then again, it works in Miami, but does not work in New York. So, yeah. So, and that's primarily geo audiences. Also, you have various other demographic uh, places which you may use, placements, sorry, which you may use within the ads systems themselves. Fourth platform is the platform itself or the platform dynamics. Sorry, fourth pillar, not fourth platform. Every platform is different. Facebook is different than Instagram. Instagram is different than TikTok, for example, and so on. So every platform has its own thing. Of course, you have to adjust the creatives for each and every platform. This is something which we already know. The worst thing is that you use the exactly same ad on a different platform. Play around with it. Change, tests at least something. Okay, your strategy could be simply put the same ad, the same creative on all networks which we have. Just consider the ratios, the dimensions, and so on. And then you can track and you can see. That's also a pretty valid thing. But we know that the video ad which works on TikTok for, let's say, younger audiences will not work the same way or will not get your message across in the same manner on Facebook or on LinkedIn, for example. So adjust the creatives to the networks itself, because every network, every platform has its own dynamics. Just to repeat them, when it comes to creative fatigue, we have these four pillars. First one is the ad quality, which comes to the performance results. Then we have the life cycle. Not every ad can be an evergreen ad. Then we have the audiences. Audiences correlate differently with different ads. Different audiences correlate differently with different ads. And then the fourth one is the platform itself, the platform dynamics. So what are the ways to go then? Simply refresh your ads, create new creatives, write new text, use new call to action buttons, and so on. Do the ad rotation, meaning place the ad, let the ad runs for a month or so, pause it, then restart it in 3 months, and so on. Use the rotation part. And the retirements, as I have already mentioned. If you have squeezed the ad and the ad brought 800 purchases, maybe it's time for retirement. Let the, some other ads take the lead then. Okay. Now, sixth one, AI. Now, everybody's talking about AI. Everybody's discussing the AI. I have already mentioned how AI is working when it comes to advertising part, and that's all good. We are still in early phases. Let's see how the algorithm will learn. How will the machine learning in backend help you guys sell more? However, when it comes to generative AI tools, such as Anthropic's Claude, such as ChatGPT, largest one by far, such as Grok, such as Perplexity, and so on, you have those platforms. They are called large language models. that are learning and that are taking information from a source. And majority of them are using search engine as their primary source. So how can you best leverage the AI tools, and how can you be, well, not sure, but how can you be, let's say, reassured that you will rank okay on generative AI tools when somebody is asking a query? It's the famous, you may have heard it, it's a big thing in SEO, EEAT. This stands for experience, expertise, authority, and trust. EEAT. Let's discuss this in more details now. Experience, this is something that you own. If you're a business owner, if you're selling a product, if you're selling a service, it's your thing, it's your expertise. Talk about your expertise. Then you have the experience one. The experience one is the experience of the user, meaning, is your expertise helping the user? Is this product helping the end users? Is this pen helping the end user or not? If the user is in construction, he may need a shovel, not a pen. and so on. You get where I'm getting at. Authority. If you are authority in your field, reviews, Google reviews, Yelp, and so on, Meta reviews, they are also big here, and they also help. So if you have good authority, if people say, okay, this restaurant is a top-notch restaurant in Zagreb, you have to visit it, that is the A part, or the authority part. And then it's trust. When you have all the other elements, then people trust you. And if people trust you, then the search engine trusts you. Search engines trust you, primarily Google. And then if Google trusts you, then ChatGPT will look for information which is the best restaurant in Zagreb, and Google will pop up the restaurant, I don't know, Dino's restaurant, for example, and Dino's restaurant will be mentioned on ChatGPT as well. Now, let's say that LLMs, when they take that data, they learn on the data which is available to them, which is on social media. And this is something which we will tackle in our future episodes. For now, the most important thing is for you guys to know, just be authentic. Just, go outside, talk about your work, your product, your offering, your services. Let other people talk about it as well, and then it's a win-win situation, because all of the LLMs, generative AI tools, will also boost you up. Whew, yeah. Oh, we are already half an hour through. Time flies when you are having fun. Chapter number 7, last one for today, 2026 trends which we know, which we see them. Okay, embrace social search, meaning, as mentioned, zero-click internet, digital garden, walled garden. People are not exiting social media. People stay on TikTok, people stay on Facebook, people stay on Instagram, which means the same rules and tactics which apply to your website when it comes to SEO. You have to do the SEO in quotes also for social media. I have to do the SEO. YouTube SEO has been there like forever. People are talking about Facebook SEO for years as well. Now we have to talk about TikTok SEO, Instagram SEO. So leverage on the social search. So there is a new buzzword out there. It's called SEO or SOSEO, social SEO. Yeah, that's it. Second one is already mentioned, MER, marketing efficiency ratio. Look at the social ROI, look at the attribution. People are clicking all over the place and coming to your website or not, but they are getting the information on the various platforms and subsequently buy from you. How to measure this? MER is the best bet for you guys at the moment. Influencer program. We have already discussed the giveaways, the contests, and everything, but you also can leverage on your in-house influencers, which are your employees. Talk about your employees, talk about yourself. especially how you guys are using your products, for example. And then you have the outsource influencers, also something to be discussed in further episodes. Blend online and offline. As mentioned, customer care is no longer over the phone, it's now on Facebook. However, give the option to the customer to send you an email, to call you, do the live sessions, meetups with your customers, and so on. Email has been neglected, and that is a complete nonsense. But yeah, it's harsh reality. You have neglected your emails, your newsletters, you have neglected your customer segments. Why? Get back to your emails, leverage the data. 20% of your buyers are giving you 80% of your income. Leverage on that. And for branding, display advertising still works. Still works. We have a bunch of proof now. Google display advertising, awareness campaigns in Meta, they do work. Also, as I have already mentioned, Reddit, Pinterest, TikTok advertising, and all that stuff. Okay, enough for me for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and more importantly, subscribe to the Digital Economy 101. Yeah, talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Ciao, bye.